This micro-credential deals with promoting workplace health and has 3 targeted skills. This targeted skill addresses stress and fatigue. Stress and fatigue are 2 factors that can affect your work focus and safety. Every job has some amount of stress. Most individuals find that their work is a significant source of stress due to deadlines or other challenges. When work stress persists and becomes long-lasting or chronic, it can be overwhelming and harm your physical and emotional health. You can't always control or avoid tensions that occur on the job, but you can learn to manage work-related stress. Stress is our response to the demands of our environment. Workplace stressors include low salaries, heavy workloads, jobs that lack engagement with little chance for advancement, a lack of control over job-related decisions, and unclear performance expectations. If stress is not managed, physical problems can occur, such as headaches, stomach upset, sleep problems, bad temperament, and difficult concentrating. Chronic stress can result in anxiety, insomnia, high blood pressure, and weaken the immune system. It can also contribute to health conditions such as depression, obesity, and heart disease. Since those who experience excessive stress often deal with it in unhealthy ways, such as overeating, smoking, drug or alcohol abuse, they may find that health problems result from unhealthy habits. The first step to managing stress is to try and understand the main sources of stress and any patterns. Keep a journal to identify the people and situations involved and how you responded. Did the situation cause you to eat or get angry? Next, find a healthy response to the stress. An exercise routine can be as simple as walking, but any form of physical activity will help. Develop good sleep habits by limiting caffeine, alcohol, or spicy foods in the evening. Be sure to limit viewing electronic devices to the early evening hours, as they can interfere with sleep patterns. Use vacation days to help disconnect from the workplace. This will allow family time and thus switching off from work. Work-life balance is more difficult today due to the absence of boundaries. With email and cell phones, you're available almost all of the time to coworkers and employers, so there are many intrusions into your family life. Take time to turn off, relax, and unwind so that you can return to work refreshed and ready to be your best. Learn relaxation techniques and focus on things not related to work. Employee health is linked to work productivity, so your supervisor has an incentive to create a work environment that promotes employee well-being. Finding a way to discuss feelings of stress with a supervisor can result in a more balanced workload or better organization to help relieve stress. Fatigue is defined as general lack of alertness and lowered mental and physical performance. Most of us need about 8 hours of sleep in 24 hours to perform effectively. Recovering from sleep deficit could require more than 9 hours of sleep per night. Shift workers often are impacted by fatigue due to a sleep deficit. Most people who work shifts find it more difficult to sleep during the day. For workers with extended hours, the risks of fatigue and making mistakes increase the longer a person has been awake and working. Nurses often work 12-hour shifts, and fatigue at the end of a long shift has been associated with the potential for patient errors. Some jobs have developed rules to prevent workplace fatigue. One example is airline pilots who work around the clock over different time zones. Fatigue may cause a pilot to fall asleep during a flight or not be as alert during takeoff or landing. Federal aviation regulations limit flight time and require periods of rest. Domestic pilots are limited to 8 hours of flight time during a 24-hour period. Also, pilots need to verify that they have had an opportunity for at least 8 hours of rest in the preceding 24-hour period. Another job with regulations to prevent fatigue is commercial truck drivers who transport goods. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration established regulations to limit driving time to improve highway safety. Examples of these regulations are: a driver can only drive up to 11 consecutive hours before he or she is required to take 10 consecutive hours off. Drivers must take a minimum 30-minute rest break every 8 hours, and they cannot drive more than 60 hours in any 7-day period. Most jobs have some degree of stress or fatigue. Learning to manage these is important for the employee's overall health. The boundary between work and family is less defined, but you need to establish time for yourself and your family. Jobs requiring long hours or shift work often have regulated hours to help prevent fatigue. Learning to manage stress with healthy habits will keep you and others happier and safer.